Meet my family. Creating these Christmas memories and sharing them during Vlogmas has easily become a tradition for us. We are so excited about this season and we hope you are too.
Merry Christmas!
I have tried to film. Welcome to Vlogmas. I have tried to start this video twice now, and for whatever reason Alice is having a hard night going to sleep, and I have pains behind my eyes, my eyebrows, like right here. It's just sinus pressure because it's still going from hot to cold, hot to cold. But welcome to Vlogmas. I think maybe he's finally stopped. This has been going on for the last 40 minutes. He doesn't want me. He doesn't want to eat. I don't know what it is. But welcome to the 2022 wrap chat. This is always somewhat therapeutic, very vulnerable, transparent. Out of any post that I put up all throughout the year. I don't know, we just, normally I ask y'all for some questions and I go through and kind of answer those as I wrap. I didn't ask for that this year because I know what questions. So my goal with this was to answer some questions that I have kind of avoided. We'll see what direction I decide to go in because of this pressure in my face and me constantly looking at the monitor over there to see if he's going to wake up and allow me to even do this. Yeah, so you're probably like, what is she leaning on? This is my gift wrap organizer that I bought this year and I'm obsessed with, and I was like, oh man, this will be big enough. And then I filled it up and then I realized maybe I should have got the bigger one. It is what it is. I also, y'all, I am legit this year. The only thing that I wish that I would have gotten is a good pair of scissors. That is, yes, that is the only thing, and I don't know what's going on in my head. I've got a legit tape dispenser. I got my janky scissors there. Cody is at work tonight, and I figured the next time he had to go to work at night would be when I would wrap stuff. Not that I'm trying to like wrap his stuff, because I'm not wrapping his stuff. We do stocking gifts for each other, and I'm just putting it in the stocking. So the goal tonight, I was going to try to go ahead and wrap everything, but because I'm getting a later start than what I wanted, it's almost 8:30, which I know that's not late, but I was planning on like the babies were in bed at 7:30. And I have literally been trying to figure out why he's like crying, because they just go to sleep. So I don't know what's going on. I think maybe he's finally going to go to sleep. So I don't want to jinx anything. But my goal tonight is to wrap the family's gifts. I need to have theirs done, so the kids can wait. Maybe I'll do theirs when I can just like chill, not have to worry about a camera, setting that up, watch some TV, you know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy this Vlogmas, but I guess because of me for the last like 40 minutes, almost an hour, listening to Alice back and forth, and me thinking like, okay, I have to hurry up and get this done. I can't start until he stops crying. Like, I need to get this done. And then this sinus pressure in my face I've had on and off like all day that I've been trying to deal with is not making me look forward to this right now. But this is the time that I have set aside to do this, so we have to do it. I don't really have that much empty space. I have gift tags, gift bags, wrapping, and it will hold like the longer rolls in here too. And then I wanted to be extra this year and do some ribbons and bows and stuff. I also have like tissue paper, like the plastic bows, and then like some packing stuff that I have saved from some delivery. I've seen somebody wrap a gift before with this, and it was so cute. I don't remember. I might have to probably look it up if I end up using this. I don't know if I have anything to use that with. The wrapping paper, oh, I also have these for the kids. So we do one Santa gift. We've never done this before. And I don't know which one it'll be, but it won't be the big one. Just because I'm like, is that like, not that our kids go to school, they're not even school age, but I don't want it to be like, well, Santa got me this big gift, and then like maybe they were to talk to another person and it's like, well, Santa only got them this little gift. So I don't want it to be, not just that, but I'm like, Santa ain't getting my credit, okay? Obviously he's getting some credit, but something that'll fit in this. I got one of each of these, and it just says from Santa Claus, urgent. Thought that was really cute. I might do their name and iron it on so I know whose bags is whose, because I got the same identical bag. So we'll figure that out. I was going to show y'all what I got them for Christmas in this video, but I have everything so strategically packed into the back of our closet. And Cody ain't here to help me like try to like get everything down, because I got stuff in the top. I got it kind of everywhere. So yeah, that probably won't be in this video. But I do want to show y'all. I got, like I said, a few different ribbons. This is like my neutral one, and I've kind of been using it throughout the house for different things. It kind of looks like snow. It's very fuzzy. And then I got this white rose gold. It's not really gold, and red. Got that one. Got these from Marshall's. Here's this one. It's got a little bit of that same like gold, rose gold to it. I also got this yarn. I seen somebody make pom-poms, but I could wrap it around, and I thought that would be kind of cute. This green tinsel-y looking, this is what it looks like. And then I got this red pom-pom ribbon, and lastly some red tulle. All of those were actually really cheap. The most expensive thing was probably these Martha Stewart ones. They're $5.99, and there's a lot on these spools. This one has 175 yards. So my plan was for the kids is to do like maybe at least 2, maybe 3 pieces of yarn. Definitely the white. Definitely the white, and then this red stripy one, and then for Ellis's the green shiny, and then for Mila's the red pom-poms, because I was going to use the same wrapping paper. Also I like this because it has those straps to hold. All of this one, it looks like that craft paper, butcher block, not butcher block, you know what I'm talking about, butcher paper with the little Santas. It says ho ho ho. Looks like it's been wrote in chalk. I must love this one because, or must love this style because I had this one and didn't know it. That's why this is important, having this in this organizing tote, because now I can see what I have. Because I also bought this year I knew what I had, but I know I was going to wrap like our family gifts, and I needed let me take it back. I didn't need anything. I really liked this one, and it just says with love from Santa all over it. It's like a cream with the black. And then this is the kids one, I think. I say I think because I do have this one, and I could do one kids in this and then the other kids in this one. I don't have enough to do the Santa, and I feel like he will be really cute paired with all the different yarns and stuff. I also have a little bit of that left over, which is really nice. I always like to grab the Martha Stewart makes phenomenal wrapping paper, and you can get it at like TJ Maxx, Marshall's, those stores. It's very thick, easy to cut, easy to work with. You can't see through it. Not that cheap. I used to just get the super cheap paper at Walmart, and then I hated where it ripped. I hated working with it. You could see through it. You don't have to pay that much more to get the nice rolls. So just go ahead and get it. And I have this one from like 2 years ago, and I still have quite a bit left over. So I might use this one to wrap the family gifts, because I think that would be really cute with this red, white, and green wrapping stuff. If you're trying to build up your little like gift wrapping situation, your stash, wait till after Christmas and head out early. Head out early. Head out early, go grab your stuff, because it gets picked over real quick. All right, what'd I say? This one. All right, let's take her out. Let's take this one out, and take out some tissue paper. Also, I got these really cute little tags this year. There's 4 different designs. I got these at Home Goods, $3.99. There's 16 of them. I think this would be super complimentary to what we got going on. So let's pull that as well. Okay, I'm gonna start with my little cousin's gaming light. I think it is so cute. This is always the hardest part of wrapping for me, is trying to figure out which direction makes more sense. You know what I'm talking about? Which way to turn it, where I'm utilizing the most of the paper in the best, smartest way. I can't be the only one that thinks about this entirely too much. This is in my head. This is gonna work. Update on how we have been. Busy, blessed and busy. I'm sure after my introduction of me saying what I'm going to be talking about, those of you that I guess have been wanting to know things are sitting on the edge of your seat, wondering when I'm going to mention said things. Like I said, at this point, I'm filling things out, and I'm trying to figure out what direction I want to take this in, and what I want to say, and how I'm feeling about some things, what I want to get off my chest. So if you don't know me personally, you wouldn't know that I am loyal to the core. And by that I mean, like, no matter like what's happened in our past, like, I don't air out dirty laundry. That's just not who I am. And I don't care what has happened. That's just how I am. If you were ever if you were at some point in my life special to me, it is not typical that I just go off and talk trash, and you know what I'm saying? So even if it's justified, I still I'm not built that way. And I feel like that has its positives and negatives, because I think sometimes at the end of the day, I allow I allow people to re-enter into my life when they shouldn't have in the first place. And I think that that's where the whole negative comes into it, because I'm not at all trying to say that, let's see, how can I word this? I normally am not the type to give you the benefit of the doubt. And Cody will say that. I'm always like, and it's probably because of how I've been done in the past, and it's just my nature that I'm already preparing for the worst case situation. So to say that, but to also say at the same time, I allow people to come back when I shouldn't. It's kind of contradicts itself. What is on this table? Honestly, okay. Rap chats are always hard for me. I do feel like I have breakthroughs in them. Of course, as soon as I start about to talk, my camera switches off and I turn it back on. So anyway, rap chats are hard for me. Not necessarily rap chats, but I guess my version of rap chat, because it's like I'm kind of like talking through everything over the past year, the highs, the lows, things that maybe I have avoided, some hard situations. So rap chats can be or my rap chats can be a little intimidating for me. But I feel like, and I've said this from the beginning, I feel like God he always places what is necessary on my heart. And right now I'm trying to like feel out and ask him what I'm supposed to do here and what I should say. Because like I was saying, regardless of situations, it's like I'm loyal to the core, and I'm respectful for the most part. Like, I know I'm petty and I know I'm sassy, but at the end of the day, I am still super respectful. And I know you guys have been asking questions about a certain situation. But I guess just talking about the year as a whole should kind of like, I guess, it'll help me get started here. So 2022 for me was a lot of change, and it was a lot of change that I did not foresee. I do feel like there was something in the very beginning of last year, 2021, that God was showing me, and he was trying to prepare my heart for something that was going to happen. And of course I still was not prepared, because I was holding on, and thought maybe that I was in my head about a situation when I guess I wasn't, and there was some truth to my feelings, obviously. But I was, you know, the Lord was trying to prepare my heart for some stuff that was going to go down within that year, 2021. The bulk of that change that I'm speaking of, that I'm sure those of you that have been following along and have been asking questions, and there have been some of you that I have actually like spoke with about this situation, because I just felt like you could not necessarily be trusted. I'm not saying you could not be trusted, but I just felt in my heart that I could let down my guard and talk to some of you, even if I don't know you on like a super personal level. So I was being prepared for this big shift in my life. This is super hard. This is super hard for me to talk about, obviously. I feel like I have been tiptoeing around this, and I normally don't start off these rap chats so hard and heavy. But I am trying to find my words, and I'm trying to figure out how to say this, and it is incredibly hard. One reason that I haven't talked about it a lot, or no, not a lot. One reason I haven't talked about it at all is because I don't even know how to talk about it. I don't know what happened. And maybe I could have asked, but a part of me was avoiding it. For whatever reason, I don't know, because maybe all along I could feel something. Like I said, I felt like God was preparing my heart and trying to get me in a place where I could deal with it better. And I don't know that I was in that place when all of this went down. I mean, I had just had Ellis. It was a huge change. Obviously, we went from 1 baby to 2, and a huge shift in my life happened. And I don't know, and Ellis is over a year old now. He's about to be 14 months old, which is crazy. So this has been going on for 14 months, and I have no answers. I don't want to say I don't have any closure. I pretty much don't have any closure. There were some people in my life that were very important to me, and they are no longer in my life, and it has become very obvious to those that follow along. And there have been some people that were caring and asked. There have also been some people that were just being nosy and asked. There's been more so that were nosy and I've never even talked to, that were just trying to dig. So I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but I don't have any answers. I don't know what happened. I am not just saying that to just like put it out there so y'all quit asking, because I don't care what I say. Like, I have even talked briefly about it on Instagram, because every time I put up a Q&A, somebody asks, and what happened to so-and-so? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And I answer it, and I'm like, look, I am just not the type to just put my business out in the streets. I don't put other people's business out in the streets. That's not how I get down. So I wish I had an answer, but I don't. I don't know what happened. I have played everything back 2,000 times over in my head. At this point, I have tried to reach out twice, and I have gotten super short 1-word and 2-word responses back. But like I said, I felt like God was preparing me for it. I just didn't know to what extent. And I think that's what is so hard for me to deal with, because I seen it coming, but I guess I was just, in my head, I was thinking it was going to be like, it just like slowly happened over time to the point that we just grew apart, not to the point that it's as if something happened and nobody's telling me what happened, and it's as if I've done something and I can't fix it. I've never had the opportunity to fix it. Nobody's told me what I did, or maybe I didn't do anything at all, because like I said, I've literally gone through every scenario. I have reached out to people that know the situation, and we are all very confused. But like I said, I am not the type to throw anybody under the bus, so I will not be mentioning any names. I'm sure people are putting 2 and 2 together, but at this point, I am just so sick of people asking me. Because, like I said, it's been over a year now that all of this happened. Like I said, I don't really have much closure, and I've had to accept that. It's just really hard when, it's hard when somebody's been in your life for so long and then they're not anymore. And it's not because of, I think it's just harder because they can be, they're just not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to word that better, but I don't know. It's a very hard situation. I don't want any pity or anything. Like, it's just, I am just at this point, like I said, I'm just so sick of people asking. So I knew it's almost as if I've been preparing myself to talk about it, and still preparing myself. I'm still not in a place to like openly talk about it. I would never be in a place to just sit and talk about. I said, I don't know what happened to even try to give the full something. All I can come up with is that somebody spun something that I said, because I have replayed every conversation, and at this point I feel like somebody tried to sabotage and they won. That's where I'm at right now. And if they are watching this, so I hope that somewhat answered the question. Like I said, that's as deep as I'm going to go in it. I do not want to cry the rest of this Vlogmas. I do not want to cry the rest of this wrap chat. I have only managed to get 1 gift wrapped. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Should I do more? Let's do 30. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alright. And then I'm going to cut a piece. Instead of a 12-inch piece. Ooh. Then we lay that little bundle there. I know y'all can't see. We're going to tie that piece that we cut in the middle. Like that. And now we cut the loop Ooh. Oh, snap. You cute or whatever. Alright, that was the top. Let's do the bottom one. Oh, ain't that cute? I would imagine it being extra cute if I had a bunch of different yarns and textures. I mean, I kind of do that I could include, but it'll be all right. That is precious. Oh, and then the little tail that we used, which I can definitely cut that shorter next time now that I know. I can use that to cut, there we go, tie around to make sure that it don't go nowhere off of the yarn that I already tied onto the gift. That is freaking cute. How cute. That's exactly what it needed. Gift number one, that has took me 30 minutes, is done. Feel like I need a better setup because I feel like all of this crap is in my way. That's what I was saying. 2022 has been a lot of shifts and changes for me. Just adjusting to life, figuring things out, trying to make new friends. It is hard because of the season of life that we're in. You know, it's already hard, I think, to find, oh shoot, not think, I know it's hard to find friends regardless of the season. And then it just gets harder as you get older. And then when you add in marriage and children, that makes it even harder, especially when you're trying to find friends with, you know, similar life situations and seasons, because it's really hard if you're trying to make a friend, or you know, you try to stay friends with somebody that's just not in the same season as you are. It can be done, but it just makes things more difficult. And if you don't already have history, then that definitely makes things more difficult. And in case you're wondering, yes, me and Trevor are still hanging hard. We check on each other all the time. I didn't at the time when our friendship started, like I didn't know. It ain't like I was questioning like, why are we friends? But it was like I didn't know how important his friendship would be for me and what of him was needed for me, especially in this season. Y'all, I feel like this man could be a therapist. We have such deep talks, and it's so awesome that we have so much in common. As far as like creativity goes, he, at this point, he just feels like family. And I just needed him so much in my life, and I'm just so thankful for him. I feel like his friendship is like no friendship that I've ever had. And I have told Cody so many times, because Cody's like, because Trevor's all into like outdoor stuff too, and hiking and different stuff like that. And Cody was like, I need to get him to go show me like some trails or something. And I said, you are not taking my friend. He is the only friend I have. You cannot have him. You get to go to work and have all this buddy talk at work. You cannot have my friend. Do you understand? I am not joking. I say this with all the love in my heart, but go away. Because I don't know, I just feel seen completely. I don't feel like I'm being, there's no part of me that feels like it's being used. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's great. I am forever appreciative of him. This is the third time I'm cutting this camera back on. Back to what I was saying earlier, as far as having friends in the same season, that is what we are lacking, because he is a single man out here with no kids. We are trying to find his granola girl. We found that name on TikTok for this like outdoorsy girl that I don't remember exactly what all she was, but I was like, this is the girl for you, Trevor. We have to find her. So if you are that girl, if you know what granola girl is, outdoorsy, am I doing it? This gets confusing when I go to wrapping this around. If you know that girl, if you are that girl, if you have a good head on your shoulders, if you like to talk through things, and you are not one of those that just sits there and what is happening? If you like to talk through your feelings and your life, and you respect a man that also likes to do that as well, if you want one that ain't gonna talk to you, then Trevor is not it. And communication is key, folks. It is key to a long-lasting, wonderful relationship. Me and Cody talk. I actually had somebody, one of my friends over on Instagram, asked me how me and Cody stay doing so good all the time. And it's not because we're just good all the time. I think that's non-existent. But what I think is important is that we talk. And sometimes those talks don't look good from the outside looking in. But we express our feelings. And whether those are like high emotion talks or whatever, they're talks. And we don't let things get out of hand. We try to deal with them in the moment. I also think it was important that we were friends first. We were friends for many, many years before we ever even considered dating. I think most of you kind of like know our story. We've done so many Q&As over the last however long about how we got together and all that. So I think that like establishing a bond before is important. I don't think that you necessarily like have to be friends for however many years first to have anything work. I just think that it helps. Hold on. Yes, my family better know I love them. I am hand making pom-poms to go on our Christmas gifts. Mess are probably going to throw away. And here I am deciding this year I was going to be extra. Who even am I? Who is I? I don't care if they do rip these off and throw them in the trash. They are freaking adorable. I hope some people will be like, you know what? I'm going to keep these. I'm going to use this next year. And you can. It's yarn. It ain't like it'll hold its shape. That is just so freaking cute. Another one bites the dust. Burr, burr, burr. The only thing is, where the crap am I going to put these? But these young'uns cannot be trusted. Mila will say, oh, presents! And she will try to open them. So I'm going to have to go hide these back in the closet. Now, we've talked some about 2022 and how I feel like a lot of it, I have been lonely and going through the motions and just figuring out my life. And I'm not saying I'm lonely because my husband hasn't been there. That's not the void that I'm trying to fill. He does a pretty great job, other than when he's looking at his phone and not paying me any attention and I'm talking to him. Or totally dazed out, not even looking at his phone, but he's just not listening because he's just being a man and he's not listening at that moment. But oh, this tissue paper is making me look all kinds of dull. But we've talked about 2022 and all of its kind of like sorrows. That is not going to fit in there. I mean, it's closed. Can't I just like mash it? Darn! Here I am, hand making pom-poms, and I can't even grab a bigger size box to put this gift in. Priorities. I'm hoping the wrapping is going to make up for this very misshapen box. And I might make this pom-pom extra thick to compensate. What were we talking about before I got so sidetracked? Okay, 2023. My goals for 2023. One of my goals is to get started with homeschooling, to figure out what that's going to look like. Both my babies' birthdays are considered late here in the great state of North Carolina. And with homeschool, that gives us more freedom as far as being able to get started with some stuff ahead of time. And it won't even necessarily be really ahead of time, because she'll be turning 4 this coming up here. It's just late. And I already think she's ahead. My mama is a pre-K teacher, and she tells me often how much she knows for her age already. And we don't, I mean, like, we work on some stuff, but we don't have like a dedicated like homeschool time. And I really want to start doing that. I don't know what that's going to look like with Ellis. He still is taking 2 naps. I thought he was going down to 1. But he didn't. He just was, I guess, maybe having a little regression, and probably also too because I hadn't adjusted the times on the naps. So he takes 1 hour, and then 1 2 to 3 hour. Depends on how he's feeling. Don't know. I'm assuming maybe for his first, that 1 hour nap, me and her would be able to get in a good solid amount of time of homeschooling done, so that I can dedicate that time to her and not be you know, trying to juggle both of them, because he is all up in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. He wants to be a part of stuff, and I want to include him. And with him being so small, I don't know what I would be able to do with him, because he's not going to sit down. He's not going to sit down for that. So I don't know what that would look like. I only know personally of one other mama in my life that has homeschooled, and I want to reach out to her and just like ask her. I mean, she's got her 2 are in college. Wow, that is so warped. Y'all can see the warped. Her 2 are in college, or already one's graduated or something, but I want to say she homeschooled them like the whole time, and they both got into NC State. I want to ask her what is her like takeaways from homeschooling. What would she, if there's anything she could have done different, what would that have been? Just different things. I just want to gauge her and see what she thinks, because like I said, I don't have anybody in my life that has ever done this. I'm just trying to figure out what is the best for our family. I don't know if that is going to be the best. I know that I feel like it's going to almost wear me slam out, but I'm looking at it like long term and what is going to be the best case scenario, and I feel like that would be the best case scenario. And I'm not saying that our kids aren't going to do any kind of extracurricular things where they're never around people, because I think that is super important. And after the new year, we plan on getting Mills into whatever she wants to do, whether that's gymnastics or dance or ballet or whatever. Trying to gauge her interest and see which one she gravitates towards. So looking forward to that. I did not want to try and get all into that with Christmas and stuff going on, but she is very interested in all of those things. So we'll see which one she just pulls for more. She'll be able to get some socializing in that way. I also know there's a lot of like homeschool group things, like where like, was it like co-op or something, what they call them? I don't really know exactly what they're called. There's a lot of researching and stuff involved that I'm gonna have to do, and I am up for it. I just got to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do and where I'm supposed to look. But I'm excited for it. I feel like 2023 is gonna also have a lot of change, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot of positive change and things that I have been praying about, looking for guidance with. I feel like that's what this year is going to bring, and I'm excited about it. So we are claiming big things in the new year. Also trying to get some teeth work done without popping up pregnant. If I do pop up pregnant, that is a blessing, and we are not going to complain about it, but I'm just saying. Y'all know that y'all have been following for a while. I have popped up pregnant both times. I have been trying to get everything situated to get my braces up and started, because I have to get so many extractions done before I can get the braces, and some of the extractions I need to be under some like heavier, I guess, sedations, whatever the word is. So one, we're trying to wait until I'm done breastfeeding, which I don't know what that's going to look like with Ellis. I feel like he's different. Well, obviously, I mean, he's a different child. So Mila, so Ellis is about to be 14 months. I was done completely breastfeeding Mila at 15 months. And by that point, we were down to 1 feeding. And I don't remember when we dropped down to the 1. I can't remember. But one night I just didn't nurse her at night. And she didn't look for it. And I think I already knew that she wasn't going to look for it. Which is why I just was like testing the waters. And she didn't try to breastfeed at all. So I was like, okay, well, no more nighttime feedings. I just held her in the chair for a little bit and then I let her down. And then we still done the daytime, just the 1 in the morning when she woke up. And then one morning I realized she wasn't really interested, and I knew the last time was coming up, and it did, and that was in January. So looking at it like that, that's next month, and Ellis is not, he is down to his 2. But I thought he would have been done either by now or at least before his sister was. Hold on. He dropped down to 2 super fast, and that made me think, I think he dropped down that around like 8 months maybe. And he was still putting on weight pretty good, and plus, you know, he's been eating real food, which so was she. So he dropped down to the 2, and he's been down to the 2, the 1 first thing in the morning and the 1 before he goes to bed. And he is serious about those 2, and he expects them fully. And he has not stopped expecting them. Now tonight, I don't know what was going on with him. Well, I did try to nurse him, and he's also one of those that's not, he doesn't do well with distractions. You kind of have to get him off by himself to nurse him, which is what I've always done. I will, if I'm here by myself, I will put Mila down first. Or Mila will just lay on the couch and watch TV, which she's really good about doing. But if I want to make sure she's good, and if she's already, I can tell she's tired, I just go ahead and lay her down first. And then go on into his room, sit in his chair, nurse him. And then in the morning, before I go get her, most of the time he's up before she is anyway. I mean, not by a whole lot, but at least probably like 20, 30 minutes he's already up before she is. So I'll go on in his room and nurse him. But tonight, they were in there watching TV, and I said, you know what, I'll just try to nurse him now, and then we'll walk and go put her to bed, and then go lay him down because I needed to film this. And sure enough, he was not having it. Like I said, y'all know I was struggling in the beginning. I don't know what in the world was going on with him tonight. I have no clue, but he was so mad. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what breastfeeding is going to look like for us in the new year, because like I said, we're still doing it and going pretty strong. And I tried to breastfeed him tonight, and he fought me a little bit, but I doubt very seriously that was like a, I think it was just because we were in there with her, and he was like, why aren't we in my room? But then I did try to go in his room and breastfeed him later, but he was just, I guess he was already upset. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on tonight. So, pretty sure he will be going past 15 months, which means I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer before I can get the majority of the teeth extracted, which we were planning on doing all of them at one time, so I don't have to go through it multiple times. Even if that was a lot of pain all at once, I'd rather deal with the pain once than having to spread out the pain. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as I'm done breastfeeding him, or it's about to come on done breastfeeding him, I'm gonna try to go ahead and make my appointment to get everything extracted and get on with our plan of braces. And another one. These are so cute. And of course now my battery is dying. I feel like I haven't done much of anything in this video. I feel like I've talked all over myself. I feel like I've gotten nothing hardly accomplished besides figuring out how to make a pom-pom, and they do look a little limp, but it's okay. I'm going to finish wrapping. My head has hurt like this entire time. I don't know if you can tell in my eyes or not. But I'm going to turn off these lights and take off my shirt. And wrap Rosie's gifts. And I can't do that on the camera because I'm hot. I don't know what's going on. Oh, maybe it's my hair. Did y'all hear that? Okay. Listen, a part of me is wondering, should I have even filmed this at all? Because I feel like everything is against me. My batteries died, a full charged battery. Had to go locate. Why is it so bright? Had to go locate my charger, which was in my bathroom. I feel like I have talked all over myself in this video. I think I already said that. But I guess it was just me trying to make sense of what I wanted to say. While also being grown about it and not being petty is hard. So yeah. I'm sure I could have done a Q&A and answered some questions, but at this point, I feel like nothing's new. We're not actively looking for a house right now. The market hasn't shifted enough, and like I said in previous videos here recently, we're just like making our house work for now until some things change like within the market. We didn't need a house, we wanted a house, and we wanted to you know, branch out as far as like size goes and plans goes. And I think at this point, because we're not dealing with a timeline or anything like that, I think we're going back to talking about building and looking for land. Because we're not under like a time crunch, we can take our time with like house plans and the whole building process. And over time, I think that would help like cost wise, because you can kind of pay for things like up front instead of having to like, I guess, build it into like a big, I guess instead of like putting it into your final, like your mortgage payment, we could be paying for things up front, like pay for all the electrical, all the plumbing, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that. If you do it spread out over a certain span of time, you can go ahead and pay for things up front like that. So in the grand scheme of things, that sounds like a super smart plan. So we are kind of sort of looking at land, also kind of sort of just not stressing over it because it's just a lot. And it became so much, we were looking at a house, we were going to, you know, tour houses like every month. And it was just getting, yeah, we were looking we started looking when I was pregnant with Mila. And Mila is over 3 years old. So it's been a lot, and we're in an area that what we want is hard to get, and then the market shifted within that time and things went sky high, and now something we could have gotten for, you know, $300,000 is literally double. It's 5 to 6. So it's hard to wrap your head around stuff like that, regardless of what your budget is and what we can pay. It's just like, at the end of the day, I don't care how much I want something, I'm not overpaying for it. That's just it. So that's where we're at with that. I think that's probably the only other question that y'all would have asked me. I'm gonna finish this up before this camera either dies again or cuts off because it's been filming for too long. I don't know. But me and my 3 beautiful gifts with my handmade pom-poms are gonna call it a night here. Yeah, I will see y'all next week for the last video of Vlogmas. It will be of Christmas Day, but it'll be after Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, because I won't see y'all again. Like I said, until after. Happy Vlogmas, guys. Have a beautiful and blessed night. Peace. Peace. Peace.